Yay.
Got it. All right.
Okay. Welcome. And for those of you who might be watching the live stream in the Facebook group, hello. Or if you're watching the recording, here we are on day 3 for the habits overhaul. And I will be honest, I am feeling a little unbalanced today because I let a few habits get just thrown off a bit this morning. I didn't do my little routine that was working really well. So I haven't gone for my nice walk this morning. I sat down at my desk too much and I'm feeling that a bit, but that's okay. Hopefully I can shake it off a bit. So we have been using tapping in various ways this week. We started out on Monday using it to help you become more present in that midday moment. And then yesterday we talked about using tapping to help release any regrets or things from the past that you're, wanting to let go as part of an evening routine to help rest the brain and rest the mind before going to sleep. And today we're going to do kind of a morning practice that you could use. And I mean, that's just how I'm staging it. Obviously, you could use these at any time of the day, but as a way to think towards the future and set those intentions and feel really anchored in them. So, looking again at how tapping can be useful in planning for the future, again, it was like, oh, it hits a lot of different areas of life. And this is where it's such a simple tool that you can use and in such a variety of ways. It's some people use it mainly for stress relief, others use it really for planning into the future. um, there's so many different ways that you can use this tool and also introduce it to children and family members. So just a reminder there. And so today we're going to talk a bit about manifesting, because that's really what intention setting is. We are taking an idea and figuring out how to bring that into reality. And Nancy, we talked about the chakras, and this is the same concept. Like, there's no mystery why all of these modalities and teachings follow the same pattern, because it is a universal pattern of whether it's following the chakras or following divine timing or wanting to manifest. It all begins with awareness. And in the chakras, you would think of it as awareness at the crown chakra, like allowing that idea to come to you from however you picture it, whether it's God, universe, source, just nature. But these ideas come to us, and if it's an idea that appeals to you, then it's a process of moving it through the energy into the physical world. Just following what I wrote here. So divine timing is another form of this cycle that starts with awareness, and then it will move into the acceptance of that idea, and also forgiving the places where maybe you don't believe that it's possible. We can't move forward with an idea. We can try, but it's hard if you're constantly like, I really want to do this thing, but there's that part of your brain that's like, you're never going to do that thing. And so having that forgiveness for yourself, again, releasing parts of the past, mistakes, anything like that, that will come into acceptance, which I feel is like the heart chakra, and and um, forgiveness. And then finally, it's that self responsibility, because we can't just throw the idea out there and say, this would be really awesome. Somebody do this. It's developing a partnership with the universe and working together. So you're not the only one working on the project, but you're also not just, you know, writing a note and saying, okay, I'm sure it's all just going to fall into place. It involves both sides. And that is the activation, the solar plexus chakra. And then moving into acceleration, which feels like the sacral chakra to me, when we feel like the passion of like, yeah, I really like the way this project feels. And I'm getting excited about getting there, but I'm also, I'm enjoying the whole process of getting there, not just the end goal, but like this whole thing is feeling good. And finally, the final stage of divine timing is transmutation, when that comes into the root chakra of like, here it is. The project is complete, and either it becomes just a natural part of your life, which some of these habits that we work on, it's like, I don't have to think about drinking a glass of water when I first get up in the morning. That's just part of who I am. Or you get to that point and realize that this project actually, the process was fun, but maybe it's done. And the manifesting was just the actual doing of the manifesting, not the thing itself. And then it just completes itself and you move on. And if you notice, this is all along the numerological cycle as well. The 1 to 9 of the daily energy is all following this pattern as well. So we get to the 9 energy, and that's when you decide, like, okay, do I want, like, what's ready to be let go, and what do I want to keep as part of myself before starting again with the 1 energy. So it is amazing how all these systems work together. And this is what I love about following the universal energy and the numerology, to kind of see, the more tuned in that I feel, the more I can kind of notice, okay, this is where these ideas are coming from. And this is helping me plan my activities and energies for that day. Today being a 3 universal energy is that day of like expanding possibilities and amplifying into the world, where you've kind of had the idea, and then 2 is when you share the idea and bounce it off things, and then 3 is like, okay, I'm ready to put it out into the world, and then see what comes back, kind of thing. So using this concept with our tapping in the morning is something that I do both for like, just how do I want to feel in this day, and also what am I working towards, like at a greater scale. What do I want to happen in April, or what do I want to happen this spring or next year. And I wrote drawing the map backwards. So if you want to get to that point, kind of moving backwards and figuring out, rather than just, again, writing the idea, spitballing it out there, okay, I want to, live in New Zealand, and having that be this mysterious plan. It's like, okay, if I want to move to New Zealand, then what are the steps that are going to be needed to take, and drawing that map backwards so that you can set your intentions accordingly. Okay, hang on a second, because I just jabbered a lot there. Just make sure I'm saying everything that I'm thinking. So I didn't do a lot of notes for this session. I thought we'd wing it a little bit, but this idea in the morning or anytime that you're setting your intentions of, first of all, just being open to awareness of what do I want to create, and also what ideas are coming to me from any higher power that you feel open to, and noticing the new ideas that come up and connecting that with your own intuition, right? Because again, we have a few different voices in our head. There's the voice of possibility, and there's the voice of like, are you sure that you really want to try that? So learning how to suss out the different messages. A great way to do that is just brain dumping. If you're starting to feel like these ideas are coming in and it feels overwhelming, just writing it out. Or if you're not a big writer, you can talk it out. Voice recording into your phone is an amazing way to talk the thoughts out and see, as you talk about it, how you actually feel. Because that will help to guide your further action, and also help you notice what resistances are coming up. So considering how to use this in the mornings, if as you relieve that anxious part of you, like the part that's resisting things, you'll be able to start making those plans and bring it into the world. So this is a way of anchoring your future self into the present. Instead of it feeling like I have to do this, 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 and this, and then I'm allowed to feel the way that that future self is going to feel. You're bringing that version of yourself into the present. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, because I know we do that a lot. Like, okay, when I figure out everything and I look a certain way and I achieve all these goals, then I'll be able to be happy or content or feel confident or any of those things. But looking at the goal and considering what that goal will bring in terms of feelings, and then choosing to bring those feelings in before it happens. This is another form of manifesting, because you're bringing that emotion in, and then your body's like, oh, okay, I know how that feels. And it just becomes more natural to move into those tasks and steps that you need to take in order to achieve that goal. So it's beyond affirmations. It's intentions are like, this is who I am becoming, and bringing that person into the present by doing things that that person would do and living life the way that she would.
Instead of projecting what you want, embodying what you want.
Yeah.
In a way, right? Living it now
it
instead of some random time in the future.
Yeah. One exercise that I've been doing with some of my clients is really getting clear on your values and noticing in the different areas of your life, you know, there's relationships, your wellness, your body, your spiritual practice, your career, and as well as finances. I find those separate because they are. And I feel like and your creative self. So looking at those different areas and then really looking at how you want to feel as a person in your life in those areas. And the challenge is to be able to have those values match up in the different places. So for example, I want to feel connection. That is one of my values, and that crosses all the way across in all the areas.
Right.
So with the work that I do, that's why I do the work that I do. I make sure that I'm connecting to my body. I want to feel connected to my family. I want to feel connected to my money rather than having it seem like a separate entity, and feeling connected within my creative self as well. So making sure that I'm finding ways to express myself that aren't financially based or anything else. It's just because part of my creative spirit. So yeah, that's something that I do with people at Nancy. You and I get to play with that too. So it's been interesting for some of the people who work with me that they, at first, when you look at a list of values, you're like, I want to feel like I want to be everything. I don't want to take anything off the list, and it creates a bit of anxiety. But as you get clear, it's like, no, when I feel fully aligned, when I feel like my true self, these specific values are always there. So yeah, it's a good exercise to ask yourself, when do I feel fully aligned in these situations, whether it's communicating with people or in my own well-being or anything like that, because we want to move beyond just feeling, I want to feel happy. It's like, well, what does that actually mean? So yeah, today's tapping, I left it a little open-ended, just thinking, what do I want to create with this day or this season? And I'm going to be doing a tapping on Friday in the group as well. That's going to be a new moon intention setting, and that's a great exercise. So again, that's more of the cycles, right? New moon is a time to set the intentions, and then full moon is a time to release, like that 9 energy of letting go things that aren't moving you towards that person that you're trying to, oh, sorry, someone just surprised me. Move my water bottle so I don't have a repeat of what she did last time.
Oh no.
Yeah, she just decided to, I think she's just noticed all the birds in the neighborhood lately.
Nice.
So yeah, today is kind of open-ended, and what we can do is just play with the setting of intentions. Like, I want to even how we're feeling right now, that, like for myself, it was a little bit of a scattered day, and you're not gonna fix it. Excuse me. Bad decision. Just at the wrong time. There we go. So I'm just gonna wing it, actually, as work on what's coming up for me and just the things that were coming up with some other people earlier today. So go ahead and just take a few breaths, relax into your seat. And Imagine the spring is just opening up in front of you and it's full of possibilities. Doors are literally opening now, and things are finally getting back to a little more normal, and things are more possible than they were 2 years ago at this time. So we're now feeling safer to imagine a little bigger than we were. These last 2 years, I feel like we kept ourselves on hold, and now we can open up and really dream a little bigger. So taking a moment to think about how you want to be, who you want to be, what dreams are coming up for you. And we'll do a little tapping here. So starting on the side of the hand. Even though things are opening up, and spring is this exciting new season, sometimes I still get overwhelmed. And I want to keep things safe. And I'm getting curious about relieving some of that today. Even though part of me is getting excited for this new season, and it feels like such a relief to see things getting back to normal. There is still a small part of me that feels nervous. Because I don't want to get too hopeful. I still love and accept all parts of me. Even though I have so many exciting ideas, there is still a part of me that wants to play it safe. Because I don't want to be disappointed. That's okay. I still love and accept all parts of me. Okay, we'll move to the top of the head. These conflicting parts within me. Eyebrow point. I feel the part that wants to get excited. Side of the eye. She has so many new ideas coming up. Under the eyes. And there's a part of me that wants to slow down. Under the nose. Because she's worried my hopes will get ruined. Under the mouth. What if I do all this work and it doesn't work? Collarbone point. What if I start moving and then plans change again. Under the arms. Sometimes new beginnings can feel scary. Under the chest. But I'm getting curious about whether that feels scary. Wrist point. Or whether my body has excited and scared mixed up. Top of the head. I'm getting ready to start putting some plans into action. Eyebrow point. And I trust that things will work out the way they are meant to. Okay. So I kind of like it when I wing it because things come up. So let me know how that feels, Nancy. And for anyone watching the recording, I don't think we have anybody in the, well, if you are, you can comment in the group. Whether how that felt, if it was pretty true for you.
Totally perfect, actually, bang on. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I am very genuinely curious about whether or not my body knows the difference between excited and scared. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how to enjoy excitement instead of just being scared. Yeah.
It's a good, that's another good exercise to play with, is like creating kind of a body compass. So if you think back, you could do this as a journal exercise to think back to a time that you really know you were excited, and feel into that memory, like what was happening and how that felt. And then compare it with a time that you were scared.
Yeah, great idea. Yeah.
And then
yeah,
you have that comparison. And I do that as well for like the times, like comparing, when do I feel really happy? Like what does that actually feel like? And then also like, when do I feel really low or stressed? And having those comparisons so that you are teaching yourself emotional literacy, basically, to be like, oh, I know this one. It's
yeah.
it's
And it's funny. And I think with this particular one, that's I feel like I've already intuitively done the work to figure out the difference between everything else, except for this particular one, excitement versus fear versus, yeah, cool. That's next up then on my list to figure out.
So we'll get curious with that now. And oh, I just realized I spelled curious wrong in I'm missing a U. Shouldn't it be O-I-O-U?
I think so. Although it didn't strike me as odd to begin with, but yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I can be curious about curious.
There you go.
So
the curiosity is my favorite part of tapping in general. I have to say, I find it absolutely fascinating. I love it.
Yeah, when you let your brain just like, I actually, if people ever listen to me tapping, when I tap to myself, it sounds like I'm just having this argument with myself, like, oh yeah, I feel this. No, that's not it. And maybe I'm ready to let this go. No, I'm not ready to let this go. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, perfect.
So yeah, having that that freedom to just, you're verbalizing and checking it out, like, do I accept this, or nope, that's not it.
And it's really different when you allow it out verbally instead of the circle, circle, circle in your head. Because I think I've already gone through this over and over, but it definitely is different once it's vocalized. Yeah.
Yeah, even compared to journaling, I find
Yeah.
like the combination of journaling and tapping is really powerful because you can write it and then like, let me check on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It is a whole new thing to do the curiosity. So yeah, let's get curious about, is it true that these new possibilities have to be scary? Does that feel right?
Sure. Yeah.
Question coming up. All right. My animals can behave themselves. And maybe you want to mute yourself. Oh, you have another thought?
Yeah, just one more thought. And I guess it's more about how can I remind or no, yeah, it's just how can you reprogram yourself to be, when like intellectually I know what's exciting. Do you know what I mean? So it's not, I do know what's exciting versus scary, but with the things that are both, how do you, I guess, release the scary part and just, because it's not that I don't know what's exciting. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Right.
Focus more on the exciting and worry less about the fear end of what's exciting.
Got it. What does excited feel like in your body?
Very similar to scared.
Okay.
This is what I mean. Like,
yeah.
So both of them, often it's like racing heart. I have a general state of like, I think my heart is always going fairly quickly and I sweat a lot. Like it's almost like anxiety, but it's not all the same thing.
Yeah.
And I can feel that it's different. So it's like, how do you turn down that stuff in the body or reinterpret it less as this is that flight, fright, whatever stuff, and more as the no, this is just this can be enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Uh-huh. Okay. For me, it's like, I guess it would be something like going through a haunted house.
Yeah.
Right? That you know that there's going to be things popping out.
Yes.
But they're not actually dangerous.
So exactly, you're moving in the right direction and you made the choice. And in some way with the haunted house that you're safe, not that, I mean, that's essentially it, right? The difference between fear and excitement is like, is this something I'm safe doing or that will not harm me? I mean, who knows? Versus like, this is gonna hurt me, or I don't know. There's something about that, the safety, even though I know safety is not integrally part of excitement. It's like almost the missing piece of, when it's not there, you can become more excited. I don't know. Does that make sense?
You can become more if you're
more excited when there is an element of surprise, I guess I'm saying. I'm thinking, therefore it can't all be safe. Exciting is not safe, but there's something safe about excitement that is not there about fright.
Right.
Right? That
certain level of like control, I guess.
Yeah, in a way. Let's fancy that. Everything boils down to control. Yeah. All right, I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, yeah, now, you go ahead and mute, and now I have lots of ideas coming in. So let's get started. This one's going to be longer than I expected, sorry. So even though I am excited about what's coming this year, there is a small part of me that is scared. And I'm wondering if I can bring some relief to that part. especially because I love and accept all parts of me. Even though there have been times when excited and scared get mixed up. And my body doesn't know how to respond. I am ready to explore that awareness so that I can help my body feel safe in the excitement. Even though a small part of me is still scared of things I don't control. The bigger part of me is ready to move ahead. And I love and accept all of those parts of me. Okay, top of the head. Excited and scared feel like the same thing sometimes. Eyebrow point. And I wonder if it's true that new things have to be scary. Side of the eye. How would it feel to be safe even when I don't have control? Under the eyes. To feel safe even when I don't know the whole plan. Under the nose. I'm getting ready to allow excitement to be okay. Under the mouth. Because I know that never getting excited would be boring. Collarbone point. And I deserve to try new things without feeling the anxiety. Under the arms. What would it feel like to move forward with these new plans? Under the chest, even without the whole plan in mind. Wrist point. Instead of imagining bad, scary things jumping out at me, top of the head, could I see these surprises as a fun challenge? Eyebrow point. So that I can have fun while moving forward with excitement. Side of the eye. I'm getting ready to release the fear around exciting new things. Okay. I like that because, yeah, instead of it being like the scary haunted house that things are going to come out, when you know that you're going to be able to handle it, you can tell yourself, I can handle it. Like, it's, yeah.
Well, and when you know you can handle it, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love a haunted house
Mm.
for that reason,
I've
you know?
never, I've never been a fan.
Oh, I love being frightened when it's safe, you
Yeah.
know? I mean,
So
actually, I don't like watching scary movies and things like that, but I don't find that, but a different
that's
scenario.
a
But
different thing. Yeah.
yeah, but I really enjoy, yeah, laughing in those scary moments because they're safe, but fully thrilling. Yeah.
So if imagining these moments, like I know you're doing big things with work and well, so am I. Um, we're all trying these new challenges. Um, having that confidence to try the new things, and also even if it doesn't work out exactly as the initial plan is, that it's still not the end of the world, basically.
And worthwhile to try and fail and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
If it's a failure, I mean, yeah. I find it a lot easier to feel very excited about things that are less personal, like work wise. I mean, I have a partner. The two of us are building this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited about that. There's all kinds of terrifying stuff around it. I'm not particularly terrified. I know, those things don't, but then when I think about like the most personal things, like something that I want to create and put out into
Oh
the
yeah.
world, that scares the crap out of me. Because what if I fail? What if I don't do it? What if everything goes wrong and I suck at it? And like that's where I find personally the more the fear
Yeah.
rather than the excitement. But then I really have to do it because it's burning inside of me to do this thing. And what if it stinks? or just what if it just fails, whatever that means, you know? That's I yeah. Anyway, they're both big things, but
So imagining that part of you that has this burning need to put something out into the world, there's that protector self of you, right? That's coming in that doesn't want that creator person to get hurt.
yeah, what if nobody values the thing that you just made? That would be crushing. That's the fear, right? And I'm talking, and with me, like as far as the personal stuff, it's always a creative endeavor. It's like, and it's not a painting, it's writing that I'm thinking of,
Yeah.
stories, things like that. Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause those are the things that really come from the heart. Like it's almost like putting yourself just out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas like with my company, I am fully aware of the value, the purpose, the everything. And I know that you're not investing in me and my inherent value and like, you know what I mean? It's very, you can buy or not buy my product and I won't take it personally. But if you didn't understand this thing that I made from my heart, then that would be a little crushing. And so yeah, but it has to come out, it has to be birthed or else I will be ultimately disappointed, you know?
Yeah.
And because of the nature of the creative things, they have to have witnesses and preferably beyond just me. So somebody else has to see it and hopefully understand it or value it or yeah.
So when you picture that part of you creating, and putting it forward, how do you want her to feel?
Um, proud and confident that there's a value no matter how it's accepted.
Yeah.
Even though there is a reciprocity is essential to these creative things and to life. I mean, I'm here in community because it's my value too. So I need the reciprocity, but then, yeah, how do you get through that? Like, there's a value to that as long as it doesn't crush me. It can't be that value. That's not the value I want or can take. So, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I can see the two sides of that. There's an inherent value, and that's why I will continue to make things no matter how they go. Yeah, so there's still fear. It doesn't stop me, but it does stop me from some creative projects that I think are more complicated and less easy to digest, though. Yeah. More opportunity for judgment and lack of value, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Got some good stuff here. So let's bring this in. And this can be, something that you continue to anchor in. Like I am doing, again, working backwards from the goal. How do I want to feel while I'm doing the little steps, and bringing that energy in before you even do the step, right?
I love that. And just as a, not to lengthen your process too much here, but just as a side note, because of the neurodiversity in our home, that is actually one of the best ways for people to plan anything, because a lot of people have a hard time understanding what the end is and therefore can't make any of the steps to get there. So if we automatically go to the end, which most neurotypical brains will do in some way, jump to the end and then work backwards, sometimes we actually literally have to teach ourselves. In my home, it is a taught process in order to make it there as a regular process, not just, through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Understanding the reason behind why we do the things.
And just being able to see, it's almost the other way around in a way too. Like I feel this way and I want to know, I'm thinking like time blindness related to certain things as well, right? Like how do you feel that way when you don't even know almost what you want to feel like? Yeah, it's a different, it's slightly different because it's emotion. If we're talking about feeling, then it's obviously how do you want to feel and how do you work back from that? It's a lot different it could be a lot different feeling than what are the steps in this process of a goal, but it's still the same approach of front to back, or sorry, back to front, end to beginning.
And
yeah,
keeping the end goal in mind, but not making that the ultimate goal.
Right? Yeah.
Letting the getting there be
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just like suffering through it. You're like,
okay. And knowing you just don't jump to that end place, that there is a path to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are able to feel that end goal feeling even while you're on the path there.
Yes. Yeah.
So like if someone had the goal of climbing the chief, but they had to train to get to that point, right? They could be like, okay, I got halfway up this time, but I'm still feeling that those goals.
Sense of accomplishment, or that, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Movement and connecting to nature, like those are all still happening, even
yes,
if I haven't gotten to the top.
Right to the end of that goal. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good conversation. All right. Let's tap in this final round. Okay, let me just regroup here. So we'll start again on the side of the hand. Even though when we started, I was feeling scared about new things, I am choosing to bring in excitement and fun instead. Especially because I deserve to enjoy the journey. Even though there's a part of me that gets nervous when she doesn't know the plan, the rest of me is feeling confident, knowing that whatever happens, I can regroup and move forward. even though I've told myself before that scary things are too much. And that if certain things happen, it will be terrible. I'm ready to see that maybe that's not true, especially because I love what I do. And I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, top of the head. I am ready to release that fear. Eyebrow point. Because what I'm creating is important to me. Side of the eye. Even if not everyone understands it. Under the eyes. These creations in my mind deserve to be made. Under the nose. Especially because it brings me joy. Under the mouth. And that makes it valuable. Collarbone point. I will continue creating even when there's judgment. Under the arms. Because other people's opinions are just opinions. Under the chest. They are not facts. Wrist point. What is true is the way that I feel. Top of the head. And I love the way I feel when I'm creating. Eyebrow point. I am releasing that fear of judgment. Side of the eye, so that I can create with joy. Okay. I like that one.
I love that one. It
Yeah.
was so good.
So I think I have another slide. Yeah, so this is a little morning exercise that, again, super simple to do this work with yourself, to think about what am I working towards. And something that I do is with a new moon, I write down like, what is my big goal, the big scary thing, and then choosing some micro goals. And those might be micro goals that you get in a day or over the month. And also getting honest and venting out what's getting in the way of me doing this. So like today it was worried that someone might not like what I make, and then being able to tap into how you want to feel anyways. So this, yeah, this has
Oh,
been,
I love this. Very powerful. I love this.
I really love this round. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you joined in, Nancy.
Yes, this is wonderful. Everything you do is wonderful, Shannon, but
Oh, thanks.
love this. This is so good.
So I think I have, oh, I didn't get to that. Darn it. I thought I did. This was yesterday's. Well, that's the that's the end of today. Things happen.
Perfect.
I forgot to finish up that session or that slide. But this is, well, Nancy and I work together one-on-one, but this is a big part of what I do with my membership as well, is a weekly tapping session, and along with the journal prompts and it's, yeah, it's really, I'm seeing and hearing from the women in my membership that it's starting to change that voice in your head, that instead of hearing that, oh, you're not going to do it, it's, oh, maybe there's another way to think about it. And so we are going to be starting in April. And actually in the membership, I had the idea that I want to work through Brene Brown's The Gifts of Imperfection.
Great idea.
Yeah. Sorry, I had it up there and then I can't remember the name of the title, but she has those 10 guideposts towards wholehearted living. And so I want to work through those for the next 3 months and really have some good conversations in there. So
fantastic idea. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Well, yeah, we better wrap it up. But thank you so much, Nancy.
Thank you so much. Again, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
Great. Well,
have a great day.
You too. And I will send this out to everyone else. So,
awesome. All right. Talk soon. Thank you.
Bye.